LTC, we start with 1 hour chart. We want to see how we can look for trade. First of all, if we refer to our analysis, in my last video, since the price was within this move, we mentioned about the different possibility. Anyway, what we expected, the price drop and we get the reversal. Anyway, I didn't have any update, and now we want to see what's the next. Okay, first things I need to highlight that based on the 1 hour chart, if we put this top in relative to the previous one, if we refer to the indicators, we see we have a divergence, but we cannot say this is the one is I mean, this divergence uh, can lead the price to drop and retest the previous low. Mostly we're looking for the correction here for continuation. Okay, the only thing is right now whoever get the trade either from this correction or here, they should start to manage, at least move their stop loss to break even, and because may this one turn to a deeper correction. Okay, anyway, we move to higher time frame. We want to see how we can look for trade. If we move to daily chart, if we refer to our analysis, we have been looking, we mentioned we have been looking for this one as an internal flat, and we wanted to see whether the price can retest the previous top, the highest price. That's mean we have been looking for this move. Okay, and in this case, if we move to forward chart, this is the flat we have been looking for. All right, the only thing is we want to see whether we can look for continuation or not. Even if we refer to our analysis, we mentioned about this one can turn to a deeper move before we get the next up move. All right, that means right now if we were looking at the flat in as a three waves structure, internal flat in relative to this, that means we can expect the price to retest the previous top, which is somewhere between 200 and 210. Okay, now this is what we're looking for, but if we want to look for trade based on lower time frame, we have to get the correction here, because in the bigger picture there is a different possibility. May this one turn to a flat in relative to this move. That means this one can turn to a deeper move. I don't think this is the one, but the only thing is whoever get the trade either from this move or here, this correction, these two, they need to start to manage. And if we want to look for next trade, we need to be quite careful. We have to get the bigger correction, and from there we see whether we can look for continuation or not. Based on forward chart, we don't see any point the price can drop, but the only thing is based on 1 hour chart, we see the divergence. And what I am expecting, I want to see whether we can, if we put this one, we have a flat. We want to see whether we can put this one as a three waves structure, and whether we can get deeper correction for continuation or not. Okay, the only things we need to know, may we can look at this one. If I move to forward chart, may it will be more clear. The only things we need to know, may this one can turn to a deeper move in relative to this for the flat before we get the next move. If we put as this one as the first move, deeper correction, and the last. The second deeper correction may turn to three waves structure. Okay, that's when we have the first, second, maybe we move for one more drop. We cannot conform with that. The only thing is we're looking for the correction, whether we get the small correction or deeper correction, but we need to know about this possibility that the next correction may be similar to what we have here. Okay, but what I'm looking for buy. The only thing is either we get the small correction flag or deeper one. Any trade for buy from here, we will take it and we start to manage it. But right now we don't have any trade set up, and what I'm expecting this one turn to a deeper move. And if it's going to be in turn to a deeper move, we should know maybe something we get similar to what we have here. Maybe we get the three waves structure as a running flat in relative to this. Okay, whether we're going to get the deeper correction or not, how we can look for trade. If this one turn to a deeper correction, mostly we can look for trade setup from there. Okay, idea. How about if this is the only flag and the price is going to continue from here? The only way to look for trade to put our entry above here, which is somewhere around 179, just a bit higher, maybe around 179. And what we want to see the breakout. I mean the price sharply tag break and continue. If the price tag we see is not moving within the first or second hours, we take out the trade. Okay, right now the only question is whether we should look for the trade with a small correction of lag or wait for the deeper correction in relative to this. Okay, that's why if we get any, if the price tag which is not moving in our direction within the first or second hours, we take out the trade. All right, anyway, We don't have really good trade setup. The only way is if the price continue from here as a sharp move, maybe put our entry above the top. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.